I know it's March Madness, but there's still 7 NBA games on the board tonight on Thursday, March the 21st. I'm going to give you a quick hitter information on all 7 games, free analysis for you coming up here in just a moment. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, back here on WagerTalk TV with your daily NBA breakdown, quick hitter style. Let's get in, let's get out. We got some March Madness to watch, but hey, there's still money to be made in the NBA, and we'll start off at 7 o'clock Eastern. Pelicans and Magic. Orlando has already clinched a playoff berth. They did so with their win on Tuesday night. Pelicans are a few games away, even though they have a better record because they're in the tougher Western Conference, but they're playing excellent as well. In fact, New Orleans now 7-1 straight up and 6-1-1 against the spread their last 8. Magic on a nice run as well. They've won 9 of their last 11 straight up and against the spread. So really 2 of the hottest teams in the NBA playing tonight. But keep in mind the last 10 wins for the Magic have come against losing teams. So this is a big step up in class. And that's one of the reasons we've seen the early money come in on New Orleans. The line opened 1.5. It's now 3 across the board. So a little bit of sharp money move on the Pelicans as the road favorite. I know the Magic have been the best point spread team in the NBA the last couple of years, but they've done so often by beating up on the bottom feeders. New Orleans has been an excellent road team this year. Totals dropped quite a bit, 210.5 down to 207.5. I would lean Pelicans -3. A little bit of a fade the public here, I think. With Orlando as a home dog, a lot of people will probably be jumping on them. And they are, by the way, 24-8 straight up at home. So a little bit of a contrarian call, but the sharp money likes the Pelicans -3. All right, also at 7 Eastern, we got the Sacramento Kings against not my Washington Wizards. And I gave you a free winner here on the video yesterday on the Sacramento Kings. I said I thought the first half -6.5 was safer than the full game -11. Well, it didn't matter when you play it. What were they up by? I think 23 at the half. Up by 34 after 3 quarters. And they actually played even in the fourth quarter because they did take their foot off the gas as expected, but they had such a big lead, it didn't matter. And of course, that's because they have a no-rest situation now in Washington, and they play those tough Orlando Magic on the road Saturday. So this could be a possible letdown spot for Sacramento. So I would tread a little bit lightly. If you're playing the Kings, instead of laying the -11, might want to look at the first half line, which is exactly the same, -6.5, -1.15. As last night was against Toronto. Once again, I thought it was a better spot last night, the start of a road trip. Not as good of a spot tonight, but once again, do we trust the Wizards? They're awful. Despite winning those 2 games back-to-back about a week and a half ago, they've gone 0-8 ATS and straight up in their other games during the last 10-game span. All right, we'll keep it rolling here. 8 o'clock Eastern, Chicago Bulls, Houston Rockets. Early money came in on Houston. They opened 2.5. It is up to 3.5, even 4 now. So we have seen some money come in on the Rockets. Big move on the total, 213.5 up to 219. And that is the biggest move in this game so far. We have seen a little bit of an injury report. Maybe is why this money has moved to the over and also on Houston. As far as the matchup in this game, Bulls are struggling offensively overall for the season, but they've been better offensively over the last 8-9 games. In fact, they've shot 50% or better in 5 of their last 9. I think that is part of the reason we've seen some money coming in the over. Houston Rockets may be the hottest team in the NBA. Not only are they 8-1 straight up their last 9, but they're 9-1 against the spread their last 10. And that's another reason we've seen this line go from 2.5 to -4. Money coming in on the Rockets and the over. Also at 8 o'clock Eastern, the Brooklyn Nets against the Milwaukee Bucks. This line has gone from 9 up to 9.5. I even see a 10 now at one of the sharper books out there. So it looks like sharp money is coming in on Milwaukee. Total has dropped from 222.5 down to 220.5. And I think the betting market right here is kind of looking for a little bit of a bounce back spot for Milwaukee after the tough loss against Boston last night. Of course, they closed as this 11-point dog, held tough and only lost by 3. So yes, they're coming off a loss, but they've still gone just 3-4 straight up their last 7. And they're only 4-3 ATS in those games. So they are kind of in a little bit of a funk here. As I do this video around 1:30 Eastern on Thursday, the injury report has not been submitted yet for the Bucks. We actually have to check on Giannis and other key players in a no-rest situation. So a lot of uncertainty, but the betting market has come in a bit on Milwaukee. So I guess they expect the Bucks to have their lineup tonight against the hapless Nets. 8:40 Eastern, Utah Jazz, Dallas Mavericks. Big number here. Dallas opened 13.5. It's up to 14. A little bit of a move down on the over-under from 238 down to 237.5. And I've talked about the Mavericks quite often over the past week here in this video. After a lackluster start to the season, maybe one of the bigger underachievers in the NBA for the first half of the season. They're finally playing up to their potential, and they have been excellent here over the last couple of weeks. In fact, 6-1 straight up in ATS their last 7 games. A non-covering win against San Antonio on Tuesday, but still a win nonetheless. And this should be a focus spot. They're at home for this single game against Utah, rested, and then they don't play again for 4 more nights. They play on the 25th next Monday at Utah. So this is the first of a back-to-back home and home. One thing I've noticed that we're having more of these in recent years is that the better team doesn't miss the opportunity to beat up on the team in the first game. And then sometimes they take their foot off the gas. So this should be a focus spot for Dallas minus the 14. That'd be the way to play it. And I've mentioned this a few times also in the video this week. Utah still has an extreme home-road dichotomy. Jazz play in the thin air and altitude. They're 20-15 at home this year, 22-12 against the spread. On the road, they're just 9-25 straight up, just 15-19 against the number. They did get the cover, but they still lost by 12 at Oklahoma City, and now it's a no-rest situation. I like Dallas. That'd probably be my free play for the video today here, minus the 14. All right, we'll keep it going. 9 o'clock Eastern, 2 games left. By the way, if you're finding this quick hitter video useful, do me a couple quick favors. Thumbs up, like, goes a long way to keeping it free. And comment below. I love the comments. I read them all. Who do you like tonight in the NBA? There's 7 games on the board. Throw in your top play below. Include some player props as well with some analysis if you have time. And don't forget, click subscribe to join the WagerTalk family for free here on the channel. And hit that bell as well so you never miss these free play videos when they go up. My college basketball tournament Fade the Public Thursday edition. I give you 5 public dogs. That's available right here on WagerTalk TV still. And don't forget, I will have a Friday edition, a bonus Friday Fade the Public College Basketball Tournament edition later tonight as well. So click subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the great free content here when you subscribe on WagerTalk TV. 2 games remaining, 9 o'clock Eastern. New York Knicks at the Denver Nuggets. Speaking of altitude and thin air, at Denver will be playing at home tonight. Line opened 8.5. It's up to 9 across the board. Even some 9.5 starting to show. Over under 209.5 down to 207.5. So we've seen some money on the Nuggets and the under in this game. And Denver, 3 straight losses before the All-Star break. They obviously were kind of mailing it in there, but then they came out with authority. 6 straight wins after the break, 5-0-1 ATS in those games. Lost to Phoenix, and then they ran off another 5 straight wins, and then they lost to Dallas. But then they bounced back with that win against Minnesota the other night on the road, so they're now 12-2 straight up since the All-Star break. They've covered the majority of those games as well. But don't look now. Here come the New York Knicks. This is a team that had the nice run after the trade with Toronto at the end of the year, the 2-for-1 special trade. They unloaded 2, got 1. Definitely making some room, in my opinion, to get some help for Jalen Brunson. As you know, I think he's the most underrated superstar in the NBA, along with Julius Randle, the most overrated superstar in the NBA. But all seriousness, the Knicks have started to turn things back on. They're getting a little more healthy. They've won 5 of their last 6, including 4 in a row straight up. And this is the end of a 4-game road trip. And decent wins, by the way. Portland, nothing special. Underdog wins at Sacramento and Golden State. So the question becomes, are the Knicks for real? Are they back? Hey, comment below. Let me know. They're getting it done with defense for sure. In fact, over the last 6 games, they've held 5 of their last 6 opponents to 40% shooting or less. Nuggets, meanwhile, 42% or less in 2 of their last 4 games. So that's one of the reasons we've seen sharp money coming on the under from 209.5 down to 207.5 for this game tonight on Thursday. Final game is your late night national TV game on NBA TV at 10:30 Eastern between the Hawks and Phoenix Suns. Not too much movement in this. Phoenix opened 9.5. It is down to 9 now in some locations. Over-unders dropped a little bit more, 227.5 down to 225.5. As of 2 o'clock Eastern here, Phoenix has not submitted their injury report yet, so keep an eye on that injury report. Hawks remain pretty beat up this season. As you know, Trae Young's been out, some other key players, and they're really a shorthanded squad, and they have been struggling. You know, Atlanta had the worst point spread record in the history of the NBA over the first couple months. Really started off bad, and then losing Trae Young and some other key players, they actually started to cover some games, and they went on a 5-2 straight up in ATS run from the end of February to early March, but they now have gone 1-4 straight up and against the spread their last 5. Phoenix, meanwhile, has alternated wins and losses in their last 6 games. They are coming off a win against Philly last night. No rest situation, so we'll have to wait and see what that injury report looks like when it comes out for the Suns. This is your late night game on NBA TV at 10:30 Eastern. Hey, that's a quick hitter. 7 NBA games. I gave you some info on all 7. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please comment below and let me know if you want to continue to see this daily NBA quick hitter video. I know it's March Madness. I know it's a huge college basketball card, but there's still money to be made in the NBA. By the way, I'm doing the NBA tip-off show at 4:15 Eastern today on Thursday live. You can watch it replayed afterwards here for more additional NBA content. And don't forget, my college basketball Fade the Public video is here for Thursday and the Thursday night games. I also will have an additional Friday Fade the Public edition for the college tournament Friday games. Check that out later tonight on Thursday. Click subscribe and hit the bell for instant alerts, and thumbs up, like as well. Hey, by the way, I have 7 best bets in college hoops today on Thursday and Thursday night. It's my strongest card ever. In fact, if you're joining us later in the day or the evening watching this video, you didn't miss out. 4 of those 7 best bets are on the nighttime card alone. In fact, I made a 4-for-1 Thursday night special for just $29. Single games are $25 each, or save 71% instantly and get all 4 nighttime best bets for just $29. My bracket is still available. 7 first-round upsets for Thursday and Friday in that NCAA tournament bracket. How about a direct subscription? Get the NBA college hoops for this round 1, Saturday, Sunday, round 2. My bracket, all the NIT along the way. 7 days and nights, normally $99, but with a special promo code on this video only, Merril7, you get them all for $69. That's right, a 7-day special for just $69. That's less than $10 a day for every play, college and pro hoops. But you got to have promo code Merril7. 2 R's, 1 L. MERRIL 7, the number 7. Select the 7-day all access for $99 at checkout, enter promo code Merril7, and you get it for just $69 right now. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker. Shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Oh, by the way, a bonus free college play for Friday is already posted on my page. A free tournament play for Friday as well. Added bonus. Check that out. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Follow me on Twitter and X, also at Steve Merril. 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on Twitter and X. Also post free plays throughout the day, throughout the week on Instagram, on IG. And stay tuned right here to Wager Talk TV for more great college and pro basketball content coming up next.